What's up, guys? My name is Brandon. You guys can call me Swifterrs, and welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video here on my channel. Today I am coming at you guys with a super exciting video because in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 Fortnite skins that no one uses. In today's video, we are going to be taking a much closer look at every single skin that's ever been released here in Fortnite, and I wanted to go ahead and break down for you guys my top 10 list of skins that I personally never see, and because of that, they are skins that I personally believe that no one uses. Now, before we truly do get started with today's video, I do want you guys to let me know right now down in the comment section below, what are some skins that you guys think no one uses in Fortnite? Obviously, there are a ton of skins to choose from, and there are definitely a select amount of skins that you guys see an overwhelming majority of players use, but of course, let me know in the comment section below, what are some skins that you guys think deserve to be in today's video? Alrighty guys, so to go ahead and get started with today's video, the very first skin that I don't think anyone uses anymore here in Fortnite is an epic skin. This is the Sugar Plum. Now, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I think the Sugar Plum is a very ugly skin. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was released in the item shop a little bit over a month and a half to maybe 2 months ago, and I remember when Fortnite posted on Twitter this new skin was in the item shop, I was so struck with confusion because honestly, I thought that the Sugar Plum was definitely one of the more ugly skins that Epic Games had ever released. Now, even though the Sugar Plum skin itself is pretty ugly, I actually really like the back bling that comes with the Sugar Plum, and I actually see a fair amount of people rocking the Sugar Plum's back bling. However, I wanted to go and include the Sugar Plum in today's video because honestly, it's a pretty unfortunate looking skin, and I very rarely see anyone using it. So moving on to the next skin that no one uses here in Fortnite. This is a skin that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe came to the game sometime around the middle of Season 5, but I could be wrong. This is the Criterion. Now, the Criterion is obviously the female version of the Season 4 skin being the Carbide. Now, the Carbide is a pretty cool skin. However, I really don't know why Epic Games decided to make a female version of the Carbide, and they just, in my opinion, really did not do that great of a job of it. Now, the Criterion was actually in the item shop fairly recently, sometime within the past 2 weeks or so, if I'm not mistaken. Now, personally, I'm really not a huge fan of the blue and orange color scheme of the Criterion, and honestly, I very rarely see anyone rocking this skin, which is why I've decided to include it in today's video. So moving on to the next skin that no one uses here in Fortnite. This is a very ugly skin, and again, I don't know why I'm including ugly skins in today's video. I just feel like if a skin is really ugly, no one's gonna buy it, no one's gonna use it, but I definitely think you guys can agree with me on this particular skin. This is DJ Bop. I have zero clue why Epic Games decided to make a female version of DJ Yonder. DJ Yonder was obviously a skin available, I believe, back in the Season 5 Battle Pass, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say that DJ Yonder is arguably one of the more hated characters to ever be available in Fortnite Battle Royale, and the fact that they made a female version being DJ Bop just honestly blows my mind. Of course, DJ Bop is a pretty ugly skin, and because of that, I very rarely see anyone rocking it in Fortnite Battle Royale, and obviously, that's why I included it in today's video. Now, I actually realized I was wrong in saying that DJ Yonder was available in the Season 5 Battle Pass. He was actually available at Tier 1 of the Season 6 Battle Pass. Regardless, DJ Bop is definitely an ugly skin that no one uses here in Fortnite. But of course, moving on to the next skin that I very rarely see anyone using here in the game. This is actually a Christmas themed skin. This is Krampus. Now, Krampus is a pretty terrifying skin. It's arguably one of the more scarier skins to ever be released here in Fortnite, and honestly, I'm surprised that we do not see people rocking this skin more. Now, Krampus is by no means an ugly skin. It actually has some pretty interesting and very unique characteristics added to it, and this is actually a skin that I personally did not buy, but as I said earlier, I'm honestly pretty surprised that we do not see people using this skin more here in Season 8. Moving on to another skin that I wanted to go ahead and include in today's video that I personally find no one using anymore here in Fortnite. This is a skin that was first released at the very end of October and possibly the first day of November back in 2018. This is Dante. Now, Dante is one of the two Dia de los Muertos themed skins, and Dante is actually a pretty cool skin because, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's a reactive skin that changes as you guys get kills or as you play a game of Fortnite. The character itself is pretty cool looking. It has some pretty interesting, bright, vibrant colors. However, I'm just a little bit surprised that no one's been using it recently. Continuing on to another Fortnite skin that no one uses. This is a skin that I personally really do not like. I find it to be a pretty ugly skin, and honestly, I'm a huge fan of the female characters here in Fortnite, but unfortunately, this female skin really does not do it for me. This is Elmyra. Now, Elmyra is a skin that was released in the item shop not too long ago. However, I really don't find it to be all that cool or all that interesting of a skin. Aesthetically, I'm not a huge fan of the way that Elmyra looks, but it being ugly, in my opinion, really doesn't have any effect on why it's included in today's video, and I truly believe that the reason why no one uses it in Fortnite is because no one really bought it. I feel like this is a skin that no one really decided to spend their hard-earned V-Bucks on, and because of that, from my personal experience, I very rarely, if not ever, see anyone rocking Elmyra. So, moving on to yet another Fortnite skin that, from my personal experience, I never see anyone using here in the game. This is a skin that, again, I'm not a huge fan of the way that it looks, and maybe that has something to do as to why no one actually uses it here in Fortnite. But this is a skin that was actually available in the item shop not too long ago, but here we have Hacivat. Now, personally, I find this skin to be super goofy looking, and I don't know about you guys, but for some strange reason, it kind of reminds me of an all grown-up version of Peter Pan. We've got the green suit, the funny hat. Again, I really don't know what it is, but it kind of reminds me of a full-grown version of Peter Pan. But of course, I very rarely see anyone rocking the Hacivat, which is why I wanted to go ahead and include this particular skin in today's video. So, continuing on to the 8th skin that no one uses here in Fortnite. This is a skin that was actually available back in the Season 5 Battle Pass, and I've only ever used it about once or twice, and I'm probably never going to use it again. This is the Huntress. Now, as I said, the Huntress was available back in the Season 5 Battle Pass. I believe it was available maybe at Tier 1, possibly as early as Tier 2. Regardless, the Huntress, in my opinion, is a pretty ugly skin, and I remember back in Season 5, when I was ranking the Season 5 Battle Pass skins, the Huntress was definitely one of the worst skins on my list, and because of that, I very rarely see anyone using this skin here in Season 8. Moving on to the 9th skin that no one uses here in Fortnite. This is actually a pretty old skin. It was available back in the Season 3 Battle Pass. This is the Rust Lord. Now, there are two reasons why I think no one uses it anymore here in Fortnite. As I said, it's a pretty old skin, which means in order to actually have the Rust Lord, you guys needed to have been playing Fortnite since back in Season 3, which means not a lot of people today may have even been playing Fortnite back in Season 3. The second reason why I think no one uses the Rust Lord nowadays is because back in Season 3 there was a pretty negative stigma or connotation surrounding using the Rust Lord. If you used the Rust Lord, in other people's eyes you were considered a bad or a noob type player. So I feel like that stigma has sort of spilled over into Season 8 and in today's age of Fortnite, and because of that I very rarely see anyone rocking the Rust Lord now. So, continuing on to the 10th and final skin that no one uses here in Fortnite. This is a skin I pretty much never see ever in the game, but here we have the Stage Slayer. Honestly, there really doesn't need to be too much of an explanation behind this skin. It's just a pretty underwhelming skin. It was available in the item shop not too long ago, maybe a couple of months ago, but again, it's a pretty underwhelming skin. No one really uses it, and because of that, I wanted to go ahead and include it in today's video. So guys, there you have it. Those were the top 10 skins that no one uses here in Fortnite. Let me know in the comment section below if there are other skins you guys think deserve to be included in today's list. Of course, if you guys do plan on purchasing any upcoming skins in the item shop, make sure that you guys go and use my supporter creator code, which is Swifterrs. Of course, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. With that being said, I'll be sure to catch you guys later.